Hey, what's going on, guys? Tony back here again with another video. Today we're going to continue my video series on the best streaming services of 2019. We're going to dive right into YouTube TV. Pretty excited about this one. Heard a lot of good things about it in the comments, and a lot of people saying that this is their favorite service, so I was really interested to try it out. Now previously I wasn't able to get it in my area, but it looks like they just released it within the last 2 weeks. So I've had a little bit of time to kind of play with it and get familiar. As I've done in my previous videos, I'll start by showing you the packages, we'll cover some of the features of it, and then we'll go over the interface of it. At the end of that, I'll kind of give you my opinion, what I like, what I don't like, and then if I recommend it. Let's go ahead and get started. As you can see, I'm going through the trial setup here of YouTube TV. It does have a 14-day free trial. If you're interested in trying it out, I definitely recommend trying it out. Now, something I want to point out about YouTube TV that I think is unique in the streaming realm, it only has one package. This package is $40 a month, and basically what you see is what you get. There are a few premium add-ons, which we'll cover in a minute, but it doesn't have any packages. These are the channels that they offer. These are the channels that you get. Like take it or leave it, basically, and we'll cover those in a minute, but first I want to cover what $40 a month gets you. So I know that some people in comments have pointed out the ability to have accounts or profiles on other streaming services, and YouTube TV allows 6 profiles. So you can have up to 6 family members have their own accounts. If you have kids, spouse, something like that, you can have your own profile and customize YouTube TV to be exactly how you want it to be. Now that includes DVR. It actually creates notifications for you for your programs. I think that's a really nice feature. Not something I necessarily need to use, but I think it's a nice feature overall. Now with those 6 accounts or profiles, you get 3 concurrent streams. So anywhere that you're watching this, you can have up to 3 on one paid account. Now going back to the DVR section here a minute, you can have unlimited DVR recordings, which I think is awesome, and they don't delete for 9 months. I think this is unrivaled in the streaming realm right now. I think this is one of the best DVR options available. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the channels here and kind of give you a rundown. There's some pros and cons, and I'll explain what they are. As you can see, there are local channels available in my area, which I think is pretty rare for the streaming service. Not everybody has every local channel, and I have some weird, cheap local channels here, so it's difficult, I think, to make a deal with them. I believe YouTube allows everybody that has their service to have their local channels. I can't back that up, so you'll have to check for sure, but I believe that to be the case. Now, the first big thing I want to really point out about this is the sports channels. There are a ton of sports networks included with the YouTube package. Now, that does come with some negatives, and I'll start with Discovery Channel. For example, I like to watch Gold Rush quite a bit, and this doesn't include Discovery Channel. Now, that doesn't mean that it won't ever have it. I've heard some rumors that they didn't have Turner Broadcasting channels for a while, and they've recently added them, so I have hopes that they will add some more of these channels. Now, some of the other channels it doesn't include, Comedy Central, HGTV, Travel Channel, I believe Food Network is not on there. So, I mean, if those are big channels for you, I know those are the lifestyle channels, that's kind of a big deal. And quite frankly, Discovery for me is kind of a deal breaker. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the premium channels, and I'll kind of show you what they have available. So as you can see, they do have the NBA League Pass, which I think is pretty common now with streaming packages. $40 a month, $124 for the complete season. It does have Showtime for $7 a month, which is a great deal. Stars is $9 a month. And then it does have some other random premium channels like Fox Soccer Plus. Now, one thing I will point out, there is no HBO available with the YouTube TV bundle. You can go ahead and get HBO Now, which is $15 a month, I believe, on its own. So that is something to consider if you are an HBO viewer. All right, let's go ahead and get into the interface, and I'll show you what that's all about. Before we cover the interface, I want to go over the devices that YouTube TV is available on. As you notice, I am on my Apple TV, which isn't normal for me. Usually I'm on a Fire TV, something like that, Android based. I do have an Apple TV because of my DirecTV Now subscription. Anyway, YouTube TV is available on smart TVs. There's a few of them. I won't cover all of them. You can kind of figure that out. Android TV or NVIDIA Shield TV, Chromecast, Roku, Apple TV 4th Gen and 4K, and then it is available also on smartphones. Now you notice one is missing from there, and it's my favorite one, Fire TV. They do not have a Fire TV app, which I guess makes sense because there's not even a full YouTube app for Fire TV through some argument between Google and Amazon. And I wish they would just get over it because they're not hurting each other. They're hurting us. And realistically, we are the ones that pay their bills. Anyway, enough about that. Let's jump into YouTube TV. All right, so as you can see, it came right up to the main screen here. I'll go into home, and it kind of shows you picks based on, stuff that you've watched before, things of that nature. Now, if I go over here to the library section, this is where your DVR stuff will be. Now, to DVR something, you're going to want to find what program you want and then click on the plus sign next to it. I'm not going to do that because if I go into something, I can get a strike against me for copyright if I put the wrong things on TV. So I'm going to try to avoid that as much as possible. I am going to go up to the live real quick. I think this is paused. All right, so you can see the guide here. So it looks nice. I like this. It scrolls nice. It's not super fast. I know with DirecTV Now and a few of the other ones, you can scroll really fast with the Apple TV, and that's not an option here. However, it is a lot more direct. I don't feel like I'm going to go 4 channels down further than I would have liked to. So it is nice. It is nice and smooth. One other thing I want to point out, you can't go backwards as far as, in the guide, and you can't go forward. This is the first time I've ever seen this where you can't look ahead to what's coming on. I don't know if there's something I'm missing. I know I can sort by custom, but I guess I don't get why you can't go forward. This is not like this has just been turned on. So I don't really know what the reasoning is for that, because I personally like to look ahead, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to look ahead on a service that you're paying for. I shouldn't have to go to tvguide.com because, let's be real, how often does that get used these days? Anyway, so that's just kind of some weird stuff I see from the guide. Now, if we pop into a program here, I'll kind of show you what I was talking about earlier. I'll pause it real quick so I don't get hit with anything. All right, so as you can see here, there is the plus sign here, which is add to library, so that's where you would record it. There is options here for info, and then this looks really familiar to me for the YouTube interface. Quality, captions, audio options, stats for nerds, so you can see what resolution and stuff it's playing at. Now, one thing that's really cool that I will point out here is it does have a live guide here, so you can do over the top of what you're actually watching. I think this is really cool. It makes it really easy and it's less invasive. We go back here. One other thing I want to point out on this screen, it does have your recently watched channels, which I think is awesome. As there's no back button, obviously, on my Apple TV remote, this is the closest thing. And quite frankly, this will take care of it. This is something that I gripe about with other services, and I'm glad that YouTube TV addressed it. I know the interface is rather simple. There isn't a lot here, but it does work really well, and it's really smooth. So I know there are some streaming stuff here that you can get on demand. I haven't dug around a lot in these, but there are some options. You can see some movies here that, there's some pretty big name movies. I know they're a little bit older, but it does have a decent catalog. Again, it's not going to be Hulu, but it is something. All right, that's really all I have on the interface for you. It was pretty simple, so we'll move on and I'll let you know what I think of it. In conclusion, YouTube TV gives you one package for $40 a month, which includes 6 accounts or profiles, 3 concurrent streams, and unlimited DVR with storage for up to 9 months. Now, it is heavy on the sports, but it is light on the lifestyle channels like HGTV, Discovery, things like that. Now that can be a negative or a positive to you. For me, I mean, I think sports outweigh that. However, I don't really like picking and choosing. I could excuse a few of those channels missing. You know, I could go without HGTV, things of that nature. However, not having Discovery, I feel like, is a basic need for cable packages. It is available on most every device with the exception of Fire TV. Now, Fire TV is a big one for me. I like the fact that it's basically what I would consider an open environment where you can install third-party apps that aren't part of an app store, that kind of a thing, which is basically the opposite of what my Apple TV is. Now, it's one of the deal breakers for me on YouTube TV. I really was almost going to switch on it until I realized that it was missing Discovery, and of course it doesn't have the Fire TV app. I do like the interface, I like how it functions, I like the features. I think it's a really high quality product. They just need to add just a few more things and I think it would be at the top of the list. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, definitely smash that like button. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, as I have weekly updates and you're not going to want to miss my conclusion to the best streaming services of 2019. I will also have a giveaway coming up soon, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great week.